IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. Okay, this is live from Filmistan, where a few of us try to work to pay bills because it's been a very hard, 14 months, 13 months. But this is my tribute to what's kept me going for many years in this business, the omelette pav, world famous across India. And I got to tell you, because we have Pankaj Shah coming on, restaurateur, entrepreneur, who will tell us that sometimes these humble little things we must not forget. Without this omelette pav, I have no life. I hope you can see it properly. No, presentation never great because it is a humble, but it's andar ki baat hai. You know, it's a really great meal. I absolutely adore it. I'm going to discuss it with all four people here, or rather all four of us, in a second. But as we start the show, I will take a bite to confirm whether the omelette pav in 2021, as the IPL starts this evening, value for money. Absolutely. I can live off this. I'm okay.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset, and everything sport.
So tune in to the Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.
Okay, it's called something, Cock and Bull. As you say, cheers to Pankaj, Amit, and Silvery. Pankaj.
Hi, Cyrus.
Hi, I'm on your side. Absolutely. I'm so against the restaurants being shut and all. I just think it's like discrimination. You can't shut one thing and keep something else open. Yesterday, we were trying to find out Vada Pav guy in Worli, where our other studio was. They just taken him in because he was trying to sell. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. I mean, but then suddenly we had to call Zomato just to get like normal, things like Cokes and the Vada Pav, just normal snacks, not proper lunch.
Yeah.
Well, I've had enough. I may not be able to complete sentences, but I need to finish eating this and then go on set and shoot some silly promo. But I got to tell you, you have my full support. If you want to take a dharna out, I will be there. Just don't keep it in that hot period of 11 to 3. Let's go more like 6-ish.
Happy hours.
Too hot to strike here. That's why the British left, apparently. Finally, it wasn't so much our revolution. It was more the heat. They couldn't take it anymore and they walked out. So this is a special episode where we're discussing the pain of the restaurateur. But I think not just your pain, but also our pain. Those of us who love eating out, like Amit, me, Silvery, when he gets out of this lockdown. There's a few pleasures left as you age. All that's left as we age is food. And then you would take that away from us. I don't know. Uncle, please. Ben.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's been horrible. I mean, I don't know what to say because all of a sudden on Sunday, it was announced that, guys, there's a lockdown. Everything is going to be shut. These are the rules, and the rules were bizarre because you could not order for dinner. 8 p.m. is when restaurants had to stop delivering. Besides that, host of industries are still on and working, like shoots are still on, political rallies are still on, industries which employ hundreds of people are still allowed to function. So, so why restaurants? And especially because we've been on for 5 months, Cyrus. We started in October, which is the latest, by the way, in any other state in India. We were shut for 8 months. Every other state, Bangalore, Delhi, 3 months. 3 months is all they were shut. So we started in October, November, December, January, February, even for a few days in March. There were no increase in cases. And yet, we were asked to shut.
And this present government has actually said things like mission begin again, never again will be a full lockdown. They've mentioned things like that many times, saying that this is done. And who would think that would happen twice? It's like that Bruce Willis movie, Die Hard. Same thing happened to the same person, same spot, like what's going on?
No, I was telling Amit, it's like a nightmarish deja vu.
Yeah. And forgive my eating and talking, very bad etiquette, but also it doesn't make any sense to shut everything on the weekend because that kills the entertainment business completely. Maybe that's where 50% or more of your income comes from in any case. And that's the time when you want to shut it. I think if they had gone for 1 week of lockdown, it would have made more sense, and that's it. And see if they could change the numbers a little bit with that. But this kind of, whatever, 19-20 here and there, this way and that way, one step forward, two step backward style, not working for me. That's what I think.
No, and Cyrus, there are people again leaving towns. There's a lot of migrants who have immediately started going back. Trains are crowded. The whole point of a lockdown was to avoid large public gatherings, and that's exactly what is happening now. People are lining out outside stores to start filling their larders again, their pantries again, for fear of what's going to happen next. That fear mentality that was there, if you remember, exactly a year ago, has once again started we're seeing that, and that beats the purpose of the lockdown, which is to avoid public gatherings.
On Monday, I saw poor Amit standing in line outside Farmrose and Sons trying to stock up on booze. And the police lathi charged all of them. And saying that one man's essential, another man's non-essential. It's difficult it's all relative. Because actually, honestly, it's need-based. If you have a very strong relationship with alcohol, then it is essential in a way. We just leave judgment out of the window. Yeah, but coming back to this whole migrant crisis will repeat itself. My buildings, our Walkeshwar, Malba Hill areas where the elite live, have started going berserk again. Don't let people in, don't let people out, get all the watchmen tested, then just send them away. Let them figure out where they're going if they're positive. All
they're doing that, really?
Yeah, they found 7 in the building opposite me from the staff, and they just send them off. They don't have anywhere to go.
Where?
I don't know. They don't have anywhere to go. They will go back to Jharkhand. They can't go back to Jharkhand. So
when they're positive?
Nobody's giving them a hotel to stay in, Amit. They just want you out of the building.
No, he's right.
No, this is all a human story here, This is a serious human story exposing us, people like us, the 3 of us who live in these areas.
Oh, yeah, we're awful people.
Powai may be better organized. But
not by much. Not by much. Powai is just as elitist as Malabar is.
More than elitist, I'm saying is that disregard for it's me alone that I'm thinking of. Not thinking of the tribe. They're also part of the tribe, They do services for you at the end of the day. But the moment they're positive, just go. Shut the gate and go for 14 days.
That's disgusting, right? I mean, to do that to people is just I don't...
It exposes us as human beings also, beyond a point.
Yeah.
Second time round. First time you were caught off guard, you were a little worried. You don't know what to do. Everybody thinks for themselves, save my mom and dad, whatever. Fair enough, to some extent. Now, second time round, you've had time to think this through. Now, start thinking of the greater good, as we say, the collective, the whole group. It's not just about you staying on the 5th floor who's suffering. So, yeah.
No, that's awful. I hadn't heard of anything like that yet, but I mean...
Other buildings start saying we have to also test. All the conservatives in the building say test everyone. We have guys working on construction in the building. They don't want to be tested because they're all from Bangladesh or whatever. They're living in the building. But they're so scared. Where will they go if they test positive? They have no plan B. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tough one.
But even for the restaurants, there's a lot of... I mean, in Bombay itself, there are 86,000 restaurants. 4.5 lakh employed in these restaurants. Most of them migrants that come from Jharkhand, West Bengal, Orissa, the South. They are all coming to Bombay to live their dreams. Let me put it that way. And the restaurant industry is the best way to start because you don't need necessarily the skill level to start off. And the restaurant teaches you those skill levels, right? So we have team members who started in housekeeping and now are cooks in the kitchen, and so their salary increases. There's a semblance of career growth even for somebody who's unskilled. So that's why we attract a lot of these migrants. And now with restaurants shut, we can't afford. It's impossible to pay salaries. There's no money coming in. There's no support from any government, anything, nothing.
What would government support look like in this situation, right? I mean, because I don't think that the Indian government clearly doesn't have the same ability for wage substitution that some of the other richer countries have done, right? No. But what does government support look like here?
No. It's got to be laissez-faire, mate. It's got to be where you pay the public. That's what it's all about. When you're under fire, the government has to come to the party and pull out, instead of money on defense and things like that, you start paying people for the lack of work and labor. You give them 50% of their income or something like that. So Pankaj's small restaurants, if they make say 5 lakhs net per thing per month, then he should get at 2.5 lakhs per restaurant every month while you lock down, so you can pay off the employees.
But I don't know if it's practical to expect the Indian government to be able to do wage substitution.
Germany does it, UK does it.
Yeah, but I mean, Germany and UK are much richer countries, no, Cyrus? I mean, the Indian government, considering population and stuff like that, we have to be practical in what we're expecting, right? I mean, or what we would look for, right?
Let him ply his trade and let him make a decision about how difficult it is for him to ply it or not. Let him decide that. You can't decide that because you're screwing him both ways. You're not helping him. You're telling him to stay at home. And the small businessman, these guys will survive, touch wood, but the small businessman won't. And we've discussed this 200 times, bro.
Yeah.
Would lowering taxes help, like as a whole?
I mean, I'll
No,
give you a simple example of help. Okay, so every year, we have to renew our liquor license on 31st of March.
Hmm.
Okay, that's this year the cost is 7 lakhs, and we have to renew it for the upcoming year. So I'm paying 7 lakhs per outlet on the 31st of March for a liquor license that I'm going to be using in the coming fiscal year for April, May, June of the coming year.
Right.
They've not waived that off. We are expected to pay the full amount.
You won't have any
Expect-
business. It's shut.
Yeah.
It's shut. So we're
Donating to the government. You're a lovely guy.
Isn't there probably is a case for you to kind of sue the government for like last year's liquor license?
sue the government. I'm
There
not
probably
talking
is
about
a
last
real
year.
case. No,
I'm
no, but
talking about the
last.
future.
They
No,
put
I
Section
get that.
144, so you can't do anything right now. What happens is emergency powers are evoked. So what happens is if you and I want to complain and they tell me to walk my dog inside the building and small things like that, and I want to argue with them, they're just not going to listen to you. Because it's like an emergency state, so they can get away with whatever they want to do. Similarly with them.
They can get away with things in the short run, Cyrus. In the long run, they're going to have to
You have to take video evidence, keep it, and wait your turn. Which,
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, this is one example where the government does not have to necessarily give us money, but at least don't
Take money from you.
Give you a-
Yeah,
it's anyway
Yeah.
tough. Right, Pankaj? It's not like it's a great season. So what
it's
the hell?
not.
They're riding against the wind here. In
No,
any
no,
season.
and just last year alone, if you look at that, right, you paid a year's worth of liquor license. You had 8 months worth of shutdown.
No, so last year they gave us 6 months worth of a discount on the fees, which was
Okay.
fair. And we were expecting that again. We were like, okay,
Right.
theek hai, these guys might do that. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen. It might change. Who knows? With this government, they are changing their stances in the next couple of days. A lot of us were pushed to pay, so that money has come out from our cash flows already. Because what's the point of? I mean, this announcement of the lockdown happened on April 6th, and March 31st was when we were supposed to pay the fees. So who knows? I mean, there are various other ways. I mean, our landlords who are stakeholders in our business, they're expected to pay property tax, electricity bills, utility bills, and some support on that, some sort of payment plan for that. BEST, Adani, Reliance, all these electrical, Tata, all these electrical companies, some support on that. Just basic, so that we don't have to worry about overheads. We're not
Right.
paying salaries. Our earnings have gone from 100% to between 15 to 18% of sales. We're not designed for delivery, right? As
Right.
restaurants, our overheads and team and etc. is not designed for a delivery business model. So how do you survive? How do you? I mean, especially after the year we've had,
Yesterday, the PM had a meeting with the CMs who all attended except for Mamta, obviously, where he specifically said that there's no need for lockdown. Now, is that just a political stance?
So there is now definitely a political shadow over this, because why have a lockdown in Bombay unless you're trying to say something to the central government about support in some way or the other? Why target the restaurant industry in particular when there are lots of other industries where gatherings occur on a day-to-day basis which are allowed to function? Yes, give us restrictions. Nobody's saying do not give restrictions. Nobody's saying do not follow SOPs. Even when we open, we are following extremely stringent SOPs. And of course, there were some that were breaking the rules, but that's in every industry, rule breakers. 95% or 98% of us were following the rules. Things were going well. As I said, 5 months after we opened, cases were going down. But trains are open, buses are open,
Kumbh Mela is open and you can go attend it. 1,000 people for elections, 1,000 people plus allowed at any rally, which makes a lot of sense. So 1,000 is the number where you're safe. 1,001, it becomes dangerous. But just coming back to the Prime Minister, his point is I think well made, which is basically we were caught unaware in 2020 March. Okay, we weren't ready. 2021, we at least have some sort of strategy in place and we have some sort of way to fight back. Yeah, we're running out of vaccines. Yeah, there are less beds. Yeah, the surge was a lot last week. But surely there's a way where we can do everything rather than just go back into the sense of coma. The sense of coma, I think you might as well just die then.
fact is that our governments are lazy. They want to make the easiest possible policies that are basically blanket policies that basically over legislate things, right? I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. Because if there was any logic to this, then things would have been done in a much more targeted fashion. Like, Pankaj, to your point, right? I don't know that the government in this case, I mean, like there are other cases we've been hearing about where they are targeting the restaurant industry. But in this case, I don't know that they're specifically targeting the restaurant industry as much as they're not realizing the needs of the industry. And they need to do that, right? They need to basically look at each individual industry and figure out what do they need to do, what do they not need to do, and from that basis create some sort of policy instead of this kind of blanket shutdown at 8 p.m. everybody. Like, we're screwed, right? We just signed a lease on a new office. We can't get work done in it.
No, I thought construction work was allowed. Limited construction work.
Yeah, limited construction work is allowed. But you're saying 100 crore target, 86,000 restaurants, and now you shot them. How are you going to make that target? There's no chance here. There's no chance here. So now he literally has to take a loan to pay off his hafta. Which is, I mean, where have we reached? As a center of commerce, Mumbai, and we're a center of commerce. We're not like a third world commerce. Our commerce, these guys are entrepreneurs who belong in the first world, and you're just killing their groove. They're killing their mojo, and I think that killing of the spirit is the most dangerous thing of all. And not just Pankaj and gang, but all around people in Maharashtra, a lot of entrepreneurs, enterprising people, all of a sudden losing their their capacity. That's really a crime.
No, Mumbai is the largest hospitality market in India.
There you go.
40,000 crore rupees per annum is the revenue that it generates.
Then give us 200 crores to the Home Minister. What is this nonsense? Like, 40,000 crores.
Yeah. I mean,
a small percentile.
And by the way, only a minority of that is organized. 17,000 crores is organized. The remaining is the unorganized market. So unorganized, I mean your dosa wala, your vada pav.
So despite demonetization, the unorganized market is rocking. Yeah. Superb. But those guys are so important, Pankaj. We began with this guy. This guy is so important.
Listen, the biggest fatality is the food scene in Bombay of this lockdown.
Yeah.
You're not going to, before this, there was interest in Bihari food coming down, Nepali food coming down, the local Indian food, Andhra food coming down. You were seeing that blooming a little bit. And now no entrepreneur is going to want to risk opening a pizza pasta or a Pan Asian.
Pizza pasta Punjabi Chinese.
That's it. So you're going to see that this is totally it's going to suck for people who love to eat, because you're not going to have those brilliant options where these guys are coming with passion, with the drive to open a small shop to serve you. Okay, this is my litti choka, or this is my momo stall, or this is what I'm bringing from my home state. Yeah,
that killing of the spirit. But Silvery was trying to ask a question.
Mine was related to not necessarily the pandemic. It was related to the liquor license in general. I was wondering if the liquor license being so expensive, is that a good thing? Is that fine? Are you guys?
So it is manageable. It is expensive, but it is manageable. And it's something that you pay for the entire upcoming year. So it's divided over 12 months. We factor it as a part of our cost. It would help if it was cheaper, certainly. The problem is not the renewal. The problem is getting a new liquor license given the peculiar excise laws of our state and our country is the much, much harder part. Much costlier, much more time consuming. It's just a nightmare.
That's why you always see restaurants always open where there are already restaurants, because the license.
Because you have to buy the license. You have to buy the license from someone who already has a license.
No. You can use the existing license if it's a running restaurant, or you can get a new license. But getting a new license means getting NOCs from the BMC Health Department, Building Department, Fire Department, State Police, Maharashtra Government, Excise Department.
Link Panchayat.
It has to go to the collector. It has to come back. So it's a nightmare. We've done it for one of our restaurants in Lower Parel. We got a new license and took us 6 to 8 months and cost us 30 lakhs.
Uncle, that's why I miss the 90s. Even on dry days, whatever the hell the dry day was, back in Chicken Center, we would just put things in silver goblets and drink peacefully. They would just make sure it's on glass. And there's a cop sitting next to you having a drink and kihale and all that. It was chatting and it's great. What happened to that world? That world was so soft and nice, and now it's this.
Drinking has become a moral issue. Now it's no longer about enjoying it as a social in a
Like the
social
whole idea
manner.
of Indian men will go and beat up their wives. This is one of the things that they were tom-tomming last year. I think Amit, we discussed this as well. And where do you get that from? You know, are you got statistics to prove that because they drink, they're going to beat their wives more or less? You know, I mean, there's psychotic people out there. Alcohol can't be blamed.
Prohibition does not work. Prohibition has never worked, will never work. It doesn't cause a reduction in any domestic abuse cases. It does not help in stopping people from drinking liquor. There are access and holes, as we know in this country.
Haryana and Gujarat are the easiest place to procure booze. Anyone who goes to Ahmedabad or to Gurgaon on a regular basis, it's the easiest place to get booze, easier than a non-prohibition state. So you're right. It's like sarcasm. Yeah, I will make it prohibition. That way we can drink it.
No, but there's so much black money to be made, right? Because then you control the black market, whoever has control over it, and you make all that money and it goes straight into your pocket. So, for example, if in Bihar, which was recently made in the last elections, it was there, they made it into a prohibition state. I'm sure there is liquor going in. There is. I mean,
100%.
You can't deny it. 100%. And there's probably a couple of people controlling it and profiting from it.
Reverse that. Do you think no Bihari in Bihar is drinking alcohol? Reverse it and see. I mean, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. But now where do we go from here? As before, we'll go into a break in a minute. But what are you going to do? Are you going to strike on Monday? Is that rumor true?
No, the strike already happened.
I mean,
silent protest.
So we did. Yeah, the silent protest. It was a silent protest. It happened yesterday. Basically, there were 3-4 different organizations that represent the hospitality industry in Maharashtra, and they all got together. And this happened in Pune, this happened in Nashik, this happened in Mumbai, all over the place. This has happened, and lots of restaurants came together for a silent protest. So let's hope. I mean, from now we can't do anything, right? All our organizations, all our umbrella bodies have sent notices, not notices, but letters to the government asking for some sort of help, some sort of support. We'll see if the government listens to us.
Yep.
Anyway.
The Restaurant Association had said while the protest was going on that this is the quote from them: "The hospitality industry demands fair play and justice. We request the government to either allow us to continue regular operations with the mandated SOPs or permanently shut us down rather than keep us half alive and in a state of misery."
Yeah.
Which is-
I've always been a supporter of the NCP as a political party. But if this goes on, I'm thinking of switching to BJP because at least it looks like they want to keep businesses going. And for me, business is everything. I don't believe our society should think of it from any other way. Don't get confused about humanity and all that because without economics, nothing is going to go. It's pointless. The flow is just pointless. So yeah, Amit, I may be switching parties. I'm giving them
Hey, be pro BJP. That will be good for us as a network. At least we'll have some pro BJP people on the network.
If BJP wants, if they're going to fuel commerce, leave the judgment out of the window. We all want money to flow in the country and people to work. I don't want to have those lafangas standing around staring at me when I walk my dog because they have nothing to do.
Pro BJP is definitely being pro business right now. I'm sure that if you're pro BJP, Cyrus, you're going to see an increase in business for sure.
I don't know what is Maharashtra. What is the plan here? I can't understand what the plan is because there's no correlation really. The numbers coming down or up with just this kind of lockdown thing. So you already had.
No, but I think Pankaj clearly showed the correlation, right? The correlation is when the train started. That's the correlation.
It's those little peaks that happen, like the train starting, the buses, the Kumbh Mela, huge gatherings, the weddings. That's all it takes.
The political rallies.
Shutting private offices and restaurants and all, I'm not, I don't see the point. A very brief period, okay.
But so brief period, that's just it exactly. It needs to be targeted. Things that don't need to function should stay shut or should be work from home or what have you. Things that need to function should be able to function in some way. Now, what that way is might vary from place to place, right? Like in the case of a restaurant, they should be able to be open. They should be able to do takeout. They should be able to deliver.
Shooting an ad film. I hope you don't hear me. You're shooting an ad film and you're doing the IPL today, right? But you're not letting restaurants.
IPL is on. IPL is on, guys.
How can you not tell me that this is the same family eating food at a restaurant, watching the IPL and shooting something? Because the shoot cannot be essential in that sense.
So honestly, I don't want to step on your thing, but of all of them, the shoot is the least essential.
So then why restaurants?
Of all of this stuff, right?
Don't even get a caste system in place. I'm saying all this belongs to entertainment. Okay, so
no, it all does belong. No, but you do need. So you don't need a caste system, but you do need differentiation of the ground reality of what the thing is, right? They are in the same family, yes, but they are different things. again, not to step on your thing, but a shoot could wait for a week, right? Restaurants can't, because a day lost is a day lost. And the IPL and that kind of entertainment, I think, is important when you're trying to keep people at home. Making sure that you have something to watch at night or something like this, which
but
I
that's
think
not
it's
gonna hang.
important.
That's not going
I
to
think
hang.
it's important. I think it is.
TV and all.
No, but I think it is important. I do.
I
The-
love my sport, but it's frivolous in the end. You
It's
cannot
frivolous,
compare.
but I mean, like, at the same time, if you're trying to incentivize people to not go out, then to shut the IPL is the worst thing you could do, now, because this is a way to
IPL is a
incentivize people to
circus.
stay in.
With due respect to the bio bubble, already you've got so many cases where things are bound to happen as well. It's not fair. I just don't think it's fair.
Nothing is fair. Nothing is fair, right? I mean, the whole situation is not fair. But what drives me nuts is this kind of blanket thing, right? But even what you're suggesting is blanket, keep everything open, right? And I don't think that blanket makes sense here. You have to be targeted in what your response is.
So there's a balance. Okay, I understand you're saying that there needs to be a balance, Amit. Okay, so this is something even the Prime Minister suggested. Create micro containment zones, right? Contract trace better. These systems were in place even last year, right? These systems have evolved. Hopefully, our government has learned to execute these systems in a better way. Micro containment areas, containing buildings, contract tracing. Do that better. I don't think as a blanket ban on restaurants in every part of the city. In Colaba, there is hardly anybody there in any way. Even
Right.
if you look at the number of cases in the Colaba area, I'm just using that as an example. There's very, very few. The rate of increase in cases is probably one of the lowest in as a ward in Mumbai. So that could remain open. Bandra, where cases are increasing. Chalo, I understand a 1 week of lockdown or lockdown on the weekends where only delivery is allowed. Keep a balance. Keep us going. Keep the cash flowing in where it makes sense, where we can pay our team members, we can pay our suppliers. There's an ecosystem built around us, and which includes farmers.
The generic planning is always a problem. You just can't make every rule
Yeah.
doesn't work for the entire society. It doesn't work. But guys,
Target.
sorry, yeah, I just have to take a break because I'm getting pressure here from my
Okay.
industry of hardworking people who are allowed to work because we're essential.
Yeah.
So we'll take a quick break. Oh, we're in the break. Okay, so this is the break, and I've got
We are
this-
clearly amazing at doing ads. We know how to do this inside out with complete smoothness.
absolutely, and we're straight up, and what we do is we don't hide the ad. People try to hide ads. Intelligent people know it's an ad. You can't hide an ad. So I just want to say this is the ad. Do you want my voiceover voice or you want normal voice? Because I got a good voiceover voice.
Let's go voice over voice.
Let's do the voiceover voice.
Oh, welcome to Cyrus Says. I'm always looking to win. This IPL season, stand a chance to win 100% cash back with Cred Power Play. Just pay your credit card bill, but via Cred, of course, during the Power Play overs. If you win, your name and face will be projected in stadium and shown on the Star Sports channel daily. I would have killed for something like this. So just use Cred. How was that? I thought it was great.
No, Cyrus, I think we need normal voice now. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Let's go.
No, but people, please do this. Use the Cred app, pay your bill,
So one
do
thing-
well. for
Is it really going to be displayed like in basketball and matches and all? Where the,
So
you know,
that's
they
what
put
the-
this
that- that's
camera
how-
and all that?
That's the idea, right? That I think that people are supposed to pay during a specific time, and they pick a winner, and whoever wins kind of gets their kind of like moment in the sun.
Wow, that's great. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's a cool concept. It's a cool idea. It's a cool
I mean,
contest.
for those egotistical people out there who just want to be validated and, it makes a lot of sense also. But not that's the only reason. It's a wonderful
Of course. No, they're doing it because it's a great product, Cred, which they should use.
idea. Yeah. By the way, I like the Cred ads a lot. The ones
They
that
do
you
great
know,
ads.
Govinda and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do great ads.
Yeah.
Did we lose Pankil?
Right here.
Okay. All
Uncle
right.
without the beard. Uncle with the beard scared me. I haven't seen him for a year or so. And, he's like this hairy, hirsute man, and then suddenly I think this is also lockdown blues.
I was trying to emulate our Prime Minister.
He's not shaving till Bengal falls. There'll be no shaving. The Tagore look will stay. Yeah. But I know it's maybe just politicking between the center and the state, but it's
Yeah.
amazing how one is trying to be forward and one is not. And I don't know. Whatever is right and wrong, I just don't understand the reason to be ridden with fear and anxiety when the only option is you have to fight this. But What can we do?
No, and we all we're asking for as a industry is a conversation. Let's sit down and talk. Our organizations had a meeting a couple of weeks ago, a series of meetings, and even in those meetings there was assurance that there will not be a lockdown. Okay. In fact, we were asked to, as an organization, form ward-wise committees to ensure that there were no restaurants breaking rules. So all that was in process, and we were trying to work with the government to ensure that our businesses can stay on. Yet people are given a safe atmosphere to work in. And
Pankaj, but did you wear your mask at the meeting? Because sometimes that can become a big issue. And that may have gone against you.
always.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just looked at the YouTube chat, and I got to say that Sumit misses your beard. He says he really misses the beard, and you got to bring it back. Sumit is his partner at Woodhouse.
Gautam Gambhir's brother. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Right.
something interesting has come out from the US. The Center of Disease Control, this Amit had sent me this is very interesting. The Center of Disease Control has finally acknowledged, so the CDC that is, has finally acknowledged that what scientists have been saying for months, that the risk of catching the coronavirus from surfaces is very low. So it almost cannot happen. It's 1 in
3%
10,000 they're
something.
saying. Yeah, 1 in 10,000 is the chances of you contacted from surfaces.
It's like basically somebody with the virus sneezes on a surface. You rub your hand on it and then do this, then you can
within
get
seconds.
Right.
Within seconds.
it. Yeah, then
Yeah.
you can get it. Otherwise, it's not gonna.
It just drive me mad in the gym. In the old days, when the gyms were open, there's the guys following you around and cleaning. It's almost like racism again. Some sort of, yeah, you Jewish person. They attack. They're the most active people in the gym. All the workouts are so slow, and then these guys go boom. I hate this culture. When will this end? I mean, Doshi, do something.
I'm on it. It's over, man.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Be a COVID yet. Have enough of this.
Yeah.
Hi. Look, if we're going to die anyway, let me go to Pankaj's restaurants and eat properly, have a fine meal, have a drink, meet my pals. Let me die in style, as we say in Hindi, Shan say. What's the point? What's the point of living in the building, staying in your flat? Praveen Bhai sending out message saying, don't leave the flat for 3 days. What the hell? Just, really.
No, I mean, at the very basic, guys, we've not learned anything. We've been through this, and we're back in the same place again. We would assume that there were learned experts who would have been in a zone to prevent this, but
there are no
Right.
experts. There are swings and roundabouts. They're all going in circles with the talk as well. I think the only way is to power forward and just hope the strong will survive it and keep those who are weak, and especially those who are mentally anxious and weak, more than the comorbidities alone. Because those people are just, they're sending this negativity into the atmosphere. He's managed to get his podcast factory going. It's, against the run of play. So it's not impossible, but we just have to be very positive and push yourself. Silvery got 2 girlfriends in the lockdown, which very few people have managed to, do.
But
One
2
of them is
breakups
somebody-
also. That's also
Yeah,
different.
yeah. You were nice enough not to date at the same time. No? Consecutively, you got the girlfriend. One was international.
Yeah,
Indonesia.
Yeah,
Very good, very good. There is a time like this, you could source internationally and you're not even on Tinder. So you're on fake international. Huh? And my name is Inga from Sweden, and it's actually Mr. Sharma from opposite. That's horrible.
Mr. Sharma is also bored, no? He's sitting at home.
No, he's creative. What's wrong with it? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, shall we go to the AMAs?
Let's do
let's-
the MS.
Okay. The first question, actually, I'm going to read, which just came in. It comes in from Akriti Arora. She says, nobody's talking about the ongoing Kumbh Mela, which could be the epicenter of the spread. And surprisingly, there's no reporting of cases also. What do you guys think of that?
Where is the Kumbh Mela happening?
It always happens in the Uttar Pradesh area.
Yeah.
There you go. That's your answer to all the
And
questions.
they have a different law there. Yogi Bhai has said, don't worry, there's no COVID during Kumbh Mela. It's, for some days, it's just suspended. And life goes on.
No, it's a
I mean,
super spreader event for sure. I mean, it's definitely a super spreader event. I
Foreign
look at some
tourists
pictures.
as well. Foreign tourists as well. This is a global performance as far as I'm concerned.
How many people? Like lakhs of people are there?
Yeah,
Lakhs.
lakhs.
It's amazing that it's still on in this way. I just I saw I don't think that there has been anything with this kind of crowd that's happened since the pandemic started last year. Like I just can't think of any other event with this kind of crowd.
But maybe, Pankaj, you can open
Not-
Woodside Inn in Varanasi, but no beef. Huh? No,
that would
no
work.
beef.
Yeah.
Beef
That
is off
would
the
work.
I'm telling you right now, no beef. I don't want trouble later. Huh? Off the menu.
Might even be easier for you to get liquor license in Varanasi.
Of course, and they've got a huge foreign market that comes in, bro. All this continental food will sell like hotcakes. There's no other place there which will be having anything similar to what they give. And
See, leave it to us. Pankil will figure out how to say
just
Woodside.
give Yogi 50% partnership. Okay, 50% partnership to the CM of UP, and you're good. All good. Stays open during the biggest surge.
Guys, this might sound funny, but I think we might have to do this. To survive, we'll have to do this. It's a sad but funny situation.
It's amazing. We live in the best.
No, I just feel the
Really,
irony that
just the best of
Mumbai,
times.
the entrepreneurial heart of Mumbai, of India, or perhaps of Asia also to some extent, is the one which is crippled with this sense of coma and not willing to go forward. And that's ironic actually, because you think that we would be the ones showing the rest of India, let's fight, let's go on, let's get the commerce in place. Of course, try not to go mad and kill people, but let's go forward. Let's be more positive in the right
Yep.
way. In the right way. That positive word has changed forever between AIDS and this virus. Positive being a
finished.
negative is such a bore, man. Really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one comes in from Rohan Jacob. We already kind of discussed this, but he says, "Morning, guys. Cyrus might hate this, but why are we having the IPL? We are shutting down entire cities. What is the point of the IPL?"
No, so I don't hate this. I totally want to watch cricket. There's no question about it. My
Yeah.
point is only that if you're shutting down the restaurants, this is all part of entertainment. Then you have to shut all of us down because it doesn't make sense to me. It
But
is. It is.
they're not shutting down entertainment. They're shutting down points of gathering. That's at least that's the logic. It's not logical, but that's the logic, right?
So I have a thought process. I think it's also, like in any other industry, it's also about lobbying power and it's also
Exactly.
about money power.
Yeah.
We
Let
don't have
Shah
that.
and Ganguly
We-
run the BCCI. Okay, they'll decide that the IPL goes on, and that's all there is to it. Well, a small restaurateur in Mumbai doesn't have a voice.
There are millions of small people, which are, of course, we have umbrella bodies, but we don't have the kind of lobbying power or political power because we're still considered as almost a sin industry, right? We sell
Right.
alcohol, and that's morally,
Reprehensible.
reprehensible. So that's where we are. Whereas IPL, guess who owns the teams? Guess where the money's coming from?
Yeah. I wonder who.
So- Yeah,
It's Mr. Sharma on Tinder.
yeah.
He's the guy.
Exactly.
That blonde woman, Inga, owns 4 of the team. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
I know. I applaud the spirit of trying to put the IPL on, if you look at it from that point of view. Just want to give the chance to everybody else. And then again, like you said, put more restrictions in place. Less people will give yourself a fighting chance. That's all. Because in any case, it was 50%. In any case, Amit, you go to restaurants after the thing. Most of the
Yeah.
time, you're 2 and 3 people in the restaurant. There's absolutely like 3% chance of anything happening at that
Actually, the only time I went to a crowded restaurant was Woodside. But it was like when things were good, right? And it was the only time when it wasn't like just like one table, then empty 2 tables and 1 table. The only time where it was like so upstairs, I would say probably like 70% full, right? But other than that, you're right. It's mostly always been this kind of like I went to the table, I was the only person there, right? And that's not the situation at the table normally.
And Amit, by the way, if you look at, you're talking about town, if you look at Bandra and Andheri, where the other Woodsides are, things had normalized even more so
Right.
in those areas. In town, there are still people who've not come back from their Alibag and Lonavala and Goa and etc. etc. So
Right.
plus Nariman Point is empty, Kalagoda is empty. Courts are functioning remotely in that sense. The stock exchange people are working remotely for the most
Remotely
part.
for the most part,
So
yeah.
that entire area, the which was at one point the heart and soul of arts and culture and food and history, has, and tourism, that is just boom, it's just gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the real solution is, but I'm thinking, 3 weeks of lockdown and more to come, maybe. I don't know if that's the answer. Really, just don't know. There's got to be another way to do this. I know the rest of the world also starts becoming like a catalyst for Mumbai. You look at not bigger, but, economically better off countries, and they're going to lockdowns of sorts. And then we say, okay, now we have to follow the trend. That's
But Cyrus, they have support. Yeah, the government of every Western country that has gone under lockdown, restaurant employees were getting paid. Rents were waived off. There was support for small businesses.
no, our business model is different now because you guys have to still pay hafta one way or the other.
In this case, you have to make the contributions.
You make a contribution while you have no money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you're proud to be where you are in terms of citizenship. Yeah. Anyway, so the rumor about Monday being a restaurant's a token, sort of keep it open stance, in your face stance, is that true?
That happened yesterday. That was a
You're not
silent
gonna have
protest.
Okay.
But we're still trying to work. We're still trying to get the message out. We want to have a conversation. The idea is to sit down and work this out with the state government. Nobody wants the cases to rise. It's in our best interest for this thing to go away at the earliest. And if that involves micro containment, if that involves even stricter methods of functioning, we are okay with all of that. But again,
maybe you can offer vaccines as well. Maybe some good marketing. You get 2 vaccines, you spend more than 5,000 rupees.
Cyrus, as businesses, it's in our interest to give our team members vaccines at the earliest. We're happy to pay for our team members vaccines as well, but there's not enough vaccines. We hardly have anybody who's above the age of 45 working in our industry. Maybe 20 to 30%, 70% is under the age of 45. So what do we do?
Yeah, they ran out of vaccines. That was a little funny yesterday. But my wife went to some staff from the building, try and get them vaccinated. We had appointments, by the way. The appointments had been cancelled overnight, so we went anyway, and none were available. So we went to 3 hospitals. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they were willing to give you cholera and other things, but they just didn't have to come all the way. They said, "Tero kya chahiye? Aur kuch chahiye? Menu card dekho, le lo." But we don't have COVID-19 abhi. Out of stock. Yeah. Demand board. Come back later. Okay, guys. Speaking of demand, I have to go on a set now. So can we wrap it up, Silvery?
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
And Pankaj has to go and earn money. Pankaj, how are you going to? What's the?
What money? What is money? I've not seen that in this object in months now.
Oops, ouch. I wish I could say things would get better, but I could only say that if you're part of the IPL.
Yeah. Maybe we need to be.
Yeah. Maybe you could cater to, say, Mumbai Indians or something like that.
Yeah, why not? Best burgers for the best team.
Yeah. 100% veg. Huh?
Yeah, no problem.
Pollard loses weight every time he comes here. Okay, guys, cheers. I'm going to have to use the words of George Bush, pull out. All right.
See you, Cyrus.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you guys.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In, or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cedar Tires and TheWholeTruthFoods.com. Thank you for your support. We did a bunch of cock and bulls this week. We had guests like Ayushi Amin and Puneet Pania for that. Besides that, Vasanti Hariprakash was on, as well as Jay Alani, a paranormal investigator. Really, really great week on Cyrus Says. Do check it out. Tune into This Round Is On Me for an episode recorded from Gulmarg featuring one of India's professional alpine skiers, Arif Khan, who's looking forward to representing India at the Beijing Olympics. On The Habit Coach, Ashton has a chat with Kunal Rajput, a popular fitness trainer who recently completed 7 rounds of his Unlock workout series. The reunified, simplified gang of Tony, Naren, Chuck, and Shrikant discussed NFTs on the latest episode. On The Millennial Athlete, Tanvi and Shlok looked back at all the England championships of the year so far and discussed the interesting highlights of the same. Also on Thale Harate, our Kannada podcast, Ganesh spoke to Archana Shyam of Antharanga Theatre in the latest episode. And on Kadai podcast, our Tamil show, Kavita Jiva shed light in another story about the bravery and excellence in the governance of the Pallava dynasty. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
We live in an age of disruption, of immense change in every aspect of work, life, and business. But is the old way of doing things truly dead? And are we ever going to stop saying the new normal? Join me, Varun Dugirala, on Advertising is Dead every Tuesday as I talk to entrepreneurs, leaders, creators, and change makers from across business, media, marketing, and beyond to dig a little deeper into how we got here, what we're doing now, and where we're headed. You can catch all the episodes of Advertising is Dead on the IBM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from.